We are currently in the Florida Keys, living in a condo, while our boat is on the hard, getting some much needed repairs finally done.
Well, I know it's probably been a few seconds for you, but it's been 2 long, grueling days in the heat for me. This is my second shirt of the day. As you can see, soaked through. Made a lot of progress though. I'm going to turn this around, show you exactly what we got done, and tell you what we've learned. Okay, so tomorrow morning, the mechanics coming in, they're going to rip out that generator, which I've got everything disconnected. It's just a matter of lifting it out. I think there's one bolt still connecting. And then as you can see down below there, down in here, got my seacocks all cleared off. So that first one there is the engine. This one's going to get replaced. This one right here is going to get replaced. That is for the air conditioner. It is just fine, so we'll just put a new hose on it. And then on this side over here, we've got 3 of them. This is for the water maker. It's fine. We're going to leave it in. The big one on the left is for the engine. That's going to get replaced. And the other one is for the generator. That is the working generator right there. So while we're doing all this, I'm also going to change some positioning. In there you've got that thing right there with the green round circle. Right there. That is a sea strainer for the engine. You can see there's another one right back there, right there, for the other engine. I'm going to relocate those up here by the engines, because that is you got to check those every couple of days to make sure that they don't have junk in them, and that's just a poor location for them. So as we're sorting all this out, we're also going to make it more user-friendly. So yeah, I'm going to stop here and we'll go to the next clip. So once that generator on the left is gone, I'm going to have an unbalanced a little more weight on my right than my left. Sorry, a little more weight on my starboard than on my port. So you've got that big battery up there. That battery was sitting over the top of that, which is a bad spot for it. Underneath those two, all those boards there, there's 2 more of those batteries. I have 3 of those 8D batteries. I'm going to somehow get them on the port side of the boat there, where the generator is. It's going to be removed, and that should help balance out the generator as far as keeping it level. So that'll be, and then I'll have to sort through all those wires. Those wires are laying down there in the middle. Those came off of that battery that's out up here. And so I got to redo all the wiring. None of it was wired properly the way it should be. So they were draining down all the batteries at once whenever they were using anything. So we're going to separate it. So we've got 1 battery to start that engine, 1 battery to start that engine. There's a smaller battery up behind that generator. If you can see it back in there, right up in there. That's going to start this generator, and then the third battery will be, the third one of those will be what we call a house battery for running stuff, appliances and little things like that when we're not on shore power. So quite the process. We also determined that all of our transducers were going to leave. So here we're coming down into the forward cabin, and there's 3 seacocks. So that one, let's see, that one right there that the light is on, that is the air conditioner. So that seacock's going to get replaced. That's just the valve portion. That one right there, you can see actually that has a bent handle. That services the saltwater washdown up above. And then you can kind of see there's a black hose running across the top up here. Right there. That is the old pump out when you would pump your poop out overboard. That's the old one, because that hose actually is abandoned and it's just an empty hose with a seacock on it. So we're actually going to remove that seacock, remove that through hole, and there will be a hole in the boat. We're going to patch that with fiberglass. The poop tanks are right here. You can see the white tanks with the white hoses. that's all new. And so they abandoned that old, here's the old hose right here. It just stops, doesn't go nowhere. So they're going to pull all that hose out tomorrow. All work I'm going to let the mechanic do. So we also determined today that all of our transducers, which are down on either side of by the seacocks there, those transducers give you your sonar. So what the bottom looks like, they're your fish finder. They're also your depth gauge. And I found out that I have two of them, one on each side, that are working. And so we're going to use those for now. If I put a new transducer in, I'd have to change out all my Garmin equipment up top there. And I'm not ready to do that. So rather than spend another $3,000 to $5,000 to deal with that, I'm just going to run what we got. And we're just going to leave all the transducers, and even the ones that are old and not functioning, we're going to leave those in. And then we'll deal with that later. When it does come time to upgrade all the GPS and Garmin and that kind of stuff, then I'll pull all the transducers, have the holes close up with fiberglass, and then put one transducer that we're using for now. So that was interesting. That saved us some money. So here we are looking back at the back of the engines where the transmissions are. This is my starboard engine. You can see right there, there's my transmission. All good. Port side. Missing a transmission. So, did talk to the mechanic today. He got it dropped off at the transmission shop up in Miami. They are able to put it all back together for me. A little bit of machine work, but all the parts are there. They've done them before, and so that'll be nice. We'll get it back in 2 or 3 days from Miami. It'll be ready. It'll look basically like this, minus this piece here. We'll bolt that on, and then drop it right in there just as a complete unit. And then we're going to need this right here is the transmission cooling hoses that we've bypassed and connected together. We did that so we could run the engines and test them. As you can see on this one, let's see here, there's the cooler on this transmission. Sorry, that's my arm. That right there is the cooler on this side. So we're going to actually have that cooler replaced, so it's new, and we're going to have that transmission serviced, and then we'll put a new cooler with the new transmission on this side, and hopefully we should be in the water. All of this.
Meanwhile, we are getting the boys all prepared for school, their physicals, the material, and all the books, and we are now ready to go. We are new to doing school online, but we love the flexibility that it gives our family. Each boy is in math, science, English, history, and art. Okay, go. Once we finish our classes for the day, we get to go learn hands-on the city around us, the waters around us, and we get to just explore and have fun as a family. We took the dinghy out for the first time today, just me and the boys. We are going around Buttonwood Bay. We filled the tank with gas, so we had to do the gas and then do an oil mixture, which was interesting for the first time. And then we had
Interestingly easy.
Yeah, you fill, it's a 2-stroke engine, so you fill the gas tank with fuel, and then you see how much fuel you put in, and then we got this little bottle that you fill with oil, and it says I put in 4 gallons of gas, so you fill it up to the 4 mark, and then you pour in the oil. So then the 2-stroke engine, you never have to do engine maintenance or oil. You never have to change the oil, things like that. So we're just hanging out today, me and the boys, while Chris is at work snorkeling. This is what we do. This is part of our education. This is what we're learning. And we also emptied the dinghy out with water because it was full of water after a storm last night. So these boys are awesome. They did a great job. We also found some beaches. What was the beach called?
Our beach.
Our beach, yeah. And then we get to see some really cool, pretty houses, and they all have their own beaches, and it's been really fun out here in Buttonwood Bay. Our family has really enjoyed these quiet evenings by the dock, or just strolling around in the dinghy to get ice cream. We sure miss Texas, but nothing beats these precious moments together.
So all of this transmission work and the repairs we're having on the hull and the seacocks, we're looking at about 2 weeks. So I get to go to work. I think I got 5 or 6 days in a row I'm working, and then I've got 2 days off middle to end of next week. Hopefully I'll come back in. The through holes will be done. The sea caulks will be done. I'll be able to then get my new hose, change all my sea strainer positions, and put all my hoses back in. And then all we'll be waiting on is the transmission. Hopefully the transmission will be done. We'll be starting to go in about that same time or within a day or so. Thus far, I think it's all working out okay. At the moment, we're still within budget for what we got for a discount on this. I'm sure we'll blow through that budget over time, so we're not going to keep a grand total overall what we spent on the boat since we've owned it. That would just be depressing. So really, really excited to get this done and in the water, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. Can't wait to move aboard. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll let you guys know what happens as we get more and more of the work done. But I know it's kind of a different video, but that's our life right now. That's this. Jolene's been at home with the boys. They started school. They're doing online school, and I'm sure she'll tell you all about that. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe. That helps us out a lot. Give us a thumbs up. Make a comment down below. Tell us if you got any questions. We'll do what we can to answer them. And thanks for watching.